man, so I don't want to be that guy right now. So I think it's really hard for me to make videos on gear when there's so much going on in this country that I don't think a priority right now is to start being a knife collector. But I get asked a lot about, and we still have to make videos in the channel, and people still enjoy these videos, so I'm still going to make them. But the thing is about this video is this is a good budget-friendly knife. So if you're just starting to get into the game and you want a good knife, I think that I might have found a real good one. This is under $50. This is also going to be in the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. It's that good. It's the steel wheel cut jack, and I've had it for a few days now. I carried it at work. It's it's a good knife. I like it for $40. It's kind of like, what do you expect for $40? Can't expect the world out of it, but it's definitely not bad. So we're gonna talk about that and compare it to a few things. Before I get started, though, I do want to say, if you have unlimited funds and you want a good pocket knife, I don't think anybody's going to argue that the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 is the knife to get. I don't think there's any argument there at all. This is such a fun knife to play with. If you are so inclined to play with knives like I am. I'm going to kill myself. Okay. Fact. Play with knives, you're going to get cut. This is a fact. Okay, $40 for the steel wheel cut jack. Woo! It's a big old knife. There's a lot of 8 inches here. That's an 8-inch knife, guys. This is a big boy. All right, it's not a little tiny Protect Sprint. Eesh! Look at this thing. It's like the size of my pinky. This is a big knife. Comparable to one of the, I guess, iconic pocket knife collector budget knife, which would be the Ontario Rat and D2 steel. This is the Rat 1. I have custom scales on there, which made it like 17 pounds more heavier than it actually is. This is like it's got to be 5 ounces. This is a heavy knife. Let's just say, this is a heavy freaking knife. It was heavy before. The way it's made and designed, it's just a big old heavy knife, guys. This is not a knife I ever carry. It's not a knife I like to carry. It's a good knife, and it used to be number one, numero uno, for budget pocket knife, beginner entry, want a good knife, Ontario Rat and D2 steel. But honest to God, this steel wheel cut jack blows it. It just blows it right out of the water. So let's switch the camera angle and get down and dirty on the cut jack. This knife, it's a lot of knife, guys. All right, so now we got the camera angle switched up to the tabletop. Better camera angle for knife videos. One thing I'm noticing rubbing off this blade is you can really feel that a lot. It's almost like a sticker on there. So I'm not a big fan of that. I'm also not a big fan of when knife companies just put this gigantic look at me knife on there. This is pretty clean, though. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I've seen worse. And the name is cool, so it's a good name. Liner lock, drop point, flat grind, D2 steel, just like your classic Rat. And just to do a size comparison from a tabletop, these knives are really close together. If you're going to compare a knife to it, it's got to be the Rat. So again, this knife is $40, and you can just, I can tell the thickness difference, between the two. This is an 8-inch knife when it's opened up like this. So you got 8 inches, and then it's a 3.5-inch blade. I guess that would be all the way to the end. All the way to the end of the tang. Because I can't see this isn't. The cutting edge is probably about 2 inches. Yeah. Maybe a little less. 1.7, something like that. Anyway, really sharp. Let's do a cut test. It came out of the box really sharp, guys. All right, so it's got a really beautiful edge on it. Like that a lot when a knife company comes out of the box. I don't gotta screw with it. So nice and sharp. So what kind of person would carry a knife like this big? I tell you what, I like this knife. When I had it at work yesterday, I had to cut up some cardboard, and it's a really good cardboard cutter because you get a lot of grip on it. You know, some cardboard, if you have a knife like this in your pocket and you're trying to cut up a lot of cardboard with it, you're just going to go grab a razor knife. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is just a good small knife. I like to bring this when I'm wearing like minimal clothes, and this is a ProTech Sprint. And this is about $140 knife right here, guys. This little tiny thing, but you know, it's lighter than this, obviously, because of the how small it is, but it's also aluminum and S35 steel. We're not going to get into this expensive knife. This needs to be cleaned. You can hear put it in the mic. You can kind of hear how dirty it is. It just needs to be cleaned. And we're going to do some videos because I do have tools, cleaning kit tools. I already tried to mess with, so not cleaning kit tools, but tools to take apart knives. Tried to mess with the pivot on this a little bit because one thing I'm going to say that I don't like about this knife is the fact that it doesn't free fall. You know, like your Spyderco paramilitary, that thing's just dropping down, you know. It's just falling down. And this is hard to do because of the way I have the camera set up, but if you're right up on top, you can kind of get the idea. And, you know, it's definitely not falling, nothing like your, oh, geez. I keep forgetting how I have the camera set up. It's definitely not going to fall like your ZT, which just drops right in there. So, good construction type of worker knife. How good are these scales going to hold up is the ultimate question with this knife. I guess, you know, they're just plastic. It's just plastic. It reminds me of the Benchmade Bug Out, which the Benchmade Bug Out is a great knife. It's superior to this knife. But the Benchmade Bug Out is Benchmade. We all know what they did. That's not terrible, though. Let's not get into Benchmade wars. I mean, you know, burning the guns and all that stuff. This is another knife I need to take apart and clean. But this is a really good EDC knife because it's flat and really light. But again, that's like over $100, almost $200 for that one. So actually, no, the Benchmade Bug Out. Somebody correct me. Is this buck $100? Knife $100? Even with the S30? Is it S30? Yeah, S30V. I forget. Maybe this knife wasn't too much. But I'll tell you what, though, there's nothing better than a PM2. If you're gonna get a knife and you have the money, just go this route. You know, go this route. You got Made in USA, S30V steel. It's G10 scales. It's light. It's thin. You ain't gonna get that deep carry clip. That's aftermarket. But you know, it's a beautiful knife. Really, it really is. There's nothing like this. And there's a smaller version of it too. Same exact thing, a little bit smaller. So that's a great knife. For $40, this thing is not bad at all. Really like the jimping, sharpening choil. You can even get close up on it if you want. You know, be real careful up in that area, obviously. But you got a real nice block there. So one thing I don't like about it too is this gigantic flipper on there. That's a bit too big for me. I like the color. The Ranger green color has been really... I've been really, like, getting, like, just Ranger green. I don't know. It just looks good to me. It just looks like it's a good-looking color. Like, multicam, I'm kind of folding out of. You can't even really get a lot of multicam stuff. Well, everybody's buying multicam right now. They think they're going to go into the jungle and go to war. Like, half of you live in the city. But I like Ranger green and black is just a really good combination. I really like that a lot. It's actually the color combo of my plate carrier. And you can wear Ranger green with anything, you know. I guess... when it comes down to it, you're not trying to match clothing when you're wearing a plate carrier. But anyways, Ranger green, I like it. It looks like a simple knife to take apart. It's a few screws, pocket clip, come right apart. Nice little black. I like the black spacer. You know, knives with spacers, they look a little bit better sometimes. Some of them don't. Oops. Got a Gerber here, Gerber fastball. Because, if you're going into the $100 range, guys, with your budget, then you're into something like this, which has aluminum scales and S30 steel, S30V steel. And this is the Gerber fastball. It's obviously custom. I did this myself with a Dremel, just playing around. But this is one of my favorite knives. And it's really light. It's just got it all. There's nothing really bad about this besides the deep carry clip. If this thing would have had a deep carry clip on there, it'd be game over. Probably right up there at the PM2. And I can obviously throw one on there, but these are made in the U.S., Portland, Oregon. So that's another plus. The cut jack, where is the cut jack made? It just doesn't say made in USA on it. That's for sure. And if it did, it probably would say it if it was. This is a cool little thing I just got. A subscriber mentioned you should get the Recycle Firefighter, Hank. And I did. I went and got one, and I actually really like it a lot. So I'm using it for the tabletop. I like the pocket clip on this. I think the pocket clip, it goes really well with the design of the knife, right? Just like the way it's pointed up here to the point, and then it comes down to like the point. It's got the opening here. It looks really good. Like, some clips just don't look good with knives. This one obviously looks great with this one because it's got the hole and the hole and the hole, and it just kind of matches it. Plus, you need the hole to get to the screws. But there are some knives that just have ugly clips. Like, well, let's use this one. I've been carrying this one for a little while. This is your Kaiser. I forget the name of it. The Bager, Belligear, Begleader, I don't know. Somebody's going to make fun of me in the comments surely for this one. But this is a good knife. This is like a steak knife, right? This is a knife. You just leave this in your lunch bag and you're good. But I've been carrying this before I got this one. And just to get, sometimes I like to pop knives into my rotations and see what I'm missing. But there is one thing about this knife that I absolutely hate, and that's the pocket clip. The pocket clip is terrible. So it reminds me a lot about this one, except it's just a little bit better. I guess it's just that steel color. Now this one is more in the 70s, I believe, for this one. Great knife. If you're in a $100 range, again, $70, $80, $100, you're looking at stuff like this, and even maybe a little bit more, you're looking at something like this here. But I forget. I think this is like $120 or something, guys, to be honest with you. I kind of forget. I'll put the prices in the comments. Or in the description. The Gerber fastball, really good knife. This is definitely not over $100. This knife here, I think it's exactly $100, and you might even be able to get it on sale and stuff sometimes for like $90. So this is a great knife, to be honest with you. But my screw did strip here, if you can see that. Look at that screw right there. Right size, and that's probably a T6. I believe this is a T8. Yeah, T8. And I was trying to mess with the pivot on this one, and I just can't find that sweet spot to get that blade to drop where I want it to drop. But it's got a good action out of the box, and I'm not depressed about it. Like, I got to get rid of this thing. This is a giveaway knife, and I wouldn't give you guys away a knife that wasn't a good quality knife. I feel like somebody who's gonna want this knife. And by the way, in order to win this knife in the 10,000 subscriber giveaway, you're gonna have to comment in this video. It doesn't matter what the comment is, but that's gonna be whoever wins the knife for the 10,000, it will be from this video. So, yeah, comment on this one, and you'll get randomly picked out of the random selector, and I'll send you the knife. This exact knife. I'll autograph it. Do you want me to autograph it? I'm just kidding. So the downfalls about it, though, what makes it a $40 knife? Well, you got plastic scales as opposed to maybe aluminum or, titanium or G10. G10 tends to be my favorite. Especially when they do it like this. It's just beautiful. There is a more expensive version of this knife. There's one that goes for like $150, maybe close to $200. It's got G10 scales, S35 steel. I think there's even a version of the cut jack that is is it M390 steel? I forget. My Bradford has it on it. So if you really want to get in the knife game, here's something here for you. This is my baby. Guys, this is the Guardian 3 Bradford. This is M390 steel, so I was correct. I do believe that there's a cut jack in this version. Now, this is a fixed blade Comes with a leather sheath. I have a custom sheath coming for it, but, you know, you want to talk about a good knife. This is a good knife. Every man needs a good fixed blade. It's not too big. This is a beautiful, beautiful knife. Them ghost scales, full tang. It's a Bradford Guardian, so this is not a cheap knife. This is the most expensive knife on the table right now. It's close to $250. I don't know, guys. But I put these on here, and they just look ridiculously sick. Look at how sick those beads look on this knife, right? I mean, isn't that just a cool shot? Just a cool shot. Now, how would that look? One of those look. I think the king one with the skull would look awesome on this cut jack. So maybe I'll throw one of these. Actually, I have another one too somewhere. It's gold though. I really don't want to take one of these off of this knife. This knife just kind of goes with two of them, you know. But I got to pick one or the other, and one of them's going to go on here. I might give the knife away, and that's a hard city custom knife for you, you know. Anyway, the Bradford is a beautiful, beautiful knife. We wanted to compare steel, and now we're talking about this beautiful knife here. It's just a gorgeous knife. The sheath is awesome on it. Everything about this knife is perfection. So, anyway, the cut jack would look really good with one of those. So maybe we'll do that. But I would be interested to see what the G10 scale and more expensive steel model looks like and how much lighter. They even might make a smaller version. This, like I said, this thing's 8 inches right now. It's a big knife, guys. Big knife. Hard to twirl around. I mean, I could still do it, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of how it doesn't fly in there like that. But, you know, I tried to mess with the pivot. I just can't find that sweet spot. You mess with it too much, you start getting a little blade play, you know, and you don't want blade play. So, yeah, even just that little tweak, I can just feel a tiny bit of blade play, and it still doesn't drop in all the way. So, you know, I'd rather just have it not drop in or fly out as fast as some of these other ones. But maybe, you know, a lot of times, like with these knives like this, they just need that break-in period, you know. And then when you get into the more expensive knives like the ZT and stuff like that, they just come out of the box. There's no breaking in, you know. They just fly out of there like that. That's just, you know, that's what you pay for. This is titanium scales and S35 and all the crown jewels of kniving. But I think I tightened that up too much, actually. So here we go. There we go. You got to get that sweet spot, you know. But not a bad knife for $40, that's for sure. Big old flipper on the top of that thing. Look at that. See how it probably doesn't come apart that bad either. We got nice centering in the blade. The center doesn't look bad at all. You get some knives and they're like over here like this. But this one's good. Good to go. I didn't oil it or anything. So, you know, maybe a little bit of oil would help that up a little bit. I didn't even try. We can try to put a little bit of nano oil in there. Oh, this one broke open. Yeah, this is nothing in here. It's broken. I have another one, but it's a lot thicker of a oil. Actually, is this the real thin one? This might be the real thin one. I forget. The black. Yeah, this is the really thin oil. So we'll see how that works out. It's probably going to help it, be honest with you. A little bit of nano oil saves the day usually, you know, getting them bushings and them bearings. And the thin stuff's good because it'll get all in there real easily. Actually, you can already feel the difference. So, yeah, maybe it just needed a little bit of oil. Still not going to fly down like a Spyderco or the ZT, but definitely not bad. I got oil all over my everything. Because that one oiler is busted. And that's, if you want a good knife oil, get yourself some of this. Nano Nano oil is the best. You get on their website. You're not going to find the stuff on Amazon or anything like that, but I'll leave a link to their website. God, I got freaking oil all over my hand. So yeah, what else can we talk about? It carries well in the pocket because it's light. Like I said, it's way lighter than the Rat, So it carries well in the pocket. It almost disappears. This doesn't bother me too much. I don't go in and out of my front pocket a whole lot other than to grab my pocket knife. So, it doesn't bother me too much. But I don't like how big it is. I mean, I guess the bigger the knife, the bigger it has to be. This one is like perfect to me. Like just the size of it. But, that's just the size of this knife. So, anyways. Yeah, I don't even know if maybe a thumb stud might have been better for this type of knife. It's so big like that, and you're going to add more bulkiness to it with that. And that's just kind of the one thing that immediately turned me off on it. But this is a knife I still want to carry. I'm still going to carry this knife because I like it. I do like it, and it cuts well. It cuts cardboard well. It's a stupid sharp knife. And the way you can just hold it and just cut through things makes it a real good worker's knife, like a real good budget knife for guys to go out and do their job and get it done. It's not going to be tactical knife job deal on your plate carrier. It's a good maybe starter knife for that if you don't want to spend a ton of money and you want a good pocket knife. I honestly think this might be the best one you can get. Might be. It's definitely better than this. Definitely better than this, okay? Now, like I said, if you want to spend a little bit more money, you can go even with the Delica, which is a fantastic knife, the Spyderco Delica. You can get the Tenacious, you can get the Gerber Fastball. You're going all over. And if you have unlimited amounts of money, I don't know anybody in the knife community that's going to tell you the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 or 3, which is a bit smaller, is a bad knife. This is the best EDC knife ever made. But this has definitely got to be in your top 3, I would imagine, for budget-friendly under $50. It's got to be. There's no argument. I don't see the argument that you can make. Other than its size. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the best small budget-friendly knife. We're talking about just in general. I like drop point blades, by the way. They're some of my favorites because they're easy to work with, easy to cut, and they give you a whole lot of blade. That's a whole lot of knife edge on there, It's just a good all-purpose knife. And I wouldn't be worried about prying stuff with this if you had to. Now, I'm the type of guy that carries a multi-tool when I'm working. So the multi-tool has pry tools, screwdrivers, and stuff, so I'm not going to use my knife for that. A knife is a specific tool for me. It's not an all-around tool for me. If I want to carry an all-around tool and just an all-around tool, I'm going to carry a multi-tool, I'm not going to use my knife to pop open paint cans and stuff like that. I used to be like that, and I've learned quickly that it just destroys your knives, and, I like them. I enjoy them. I want to use them. I want to carry them. I want to rotate. All these get rotated through my pockets. I mean, I have a handful of knives here on the table, guys, and there's not one single one of these, besides this one, because of the stripped screw. There's not one single one of these that I don't still carry. One that I don't carry often, though, is going to be like something like this. I don't carry this big old blue. Big blue. It's like an aircraft carrier of my knives right here. But this is another good one. This is a Kershaw, made in the USA. This one has, what steel's on this? I don't recall. Maybe 1090 or something like that. Might even be D2. But this is a Kershaw. It's so Americana that they put the flag right on there. This is a real good knife, though. It's actually it's heavier than this one. This knife here is 3.5 ounces if I remember correctly from reading. Maybe 3.2, but it's up in the 3 ounce range where you're getting something like this where you're like 2.3 or something. I mean, so light, and you're looking at this as like something got to be like 1.7. Off the top of my head, I don't know that for sure, but just comparing, like I'm holding this, and this I know for sure is 3.5, and this one here, it's like nothing. It's like a feather. I get into specific knives though too. Like I have this one here that I will only take out when I'm wearing a suit or really dressed up in something nice. And that's what this knife is for me. And this is a beautiful knife to do that for. So I have different knives for different things. And, you know, this is a good knife for somebody to get started into the game and, like, really fall in love with it, you know, because you can enjoy this knife for sure. I could see, and it's fun to play with. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at. They did a good job with the scales. I really do like the print on this, although I like the Delica's print better, but they can't, you know, you can't steal someone else's stuff. But this is good. I like that basket weave kind of look. It looks very clean. It matches the design of the knife. For some reason, this knife reminds me of, like, Australia. I don't know. It's just maybe the name, the cut jack, mate. You know, I don't know. That's just my weirdness coming out, but so that's about it for this one. I probably forgot something. You know, my knife reviews aren't great, but we do it for you guys because I like to show you guys cool gear and cool knives, and this is one of the cool ones. One of the cool ones for $40. Man, you're not going to find a better knife. You can get this thing on Amazon right now for $40. And, you know, take it from me. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to like cutting with this thing. You're going to like having it in your pocket. It's not going to bother your pocket. It's a little big, but some guys like big knives. Some guys are big. I'm a small guy. I'm 5'9", you know, 5'9", 170. I don't want a gigantic knife in my pocket, you know. But this one does the job. It just disappears. And I wear skinny jeans or jeans that fit, quote unquote. Let's make quotations in knives. Jeans that fit, or skinny jeans, whatever. Anyway, I'm done playing games. I like it, guys. I like the spacer, the black spacer. Ranger green and black just goes great with the steel, the polished steel look in that. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. Beautiful knife, mate. Cut jack and get yourself a kangaroo. Is that like more like Australian? Or, I don't know. Spanish? I don't know, guys. Leave me alone. It's early. I got work today. I don't want to go to work. I just want to quit and do YouTube. Okay. It's funny because so many people come from different videos on this channel, and I always just find it funny where somebody comments like, I came here to watch a dog video, and then you did a knife video, and I'm like, oh, my dad would like that, and it's been Father's Day. I bought my dad a knife. I love your channel. I appreciate everyone who comes here to learn something new and find something maybe they weren't into before, and now you're into it because you found it on this channel, and that's the purpose of this channel. It really is. It's just everyone learns something from here, and you can come out with something good. This is a sick looking knife, guys. The more I look at it and play with it, I mean, do I want to give this away? Yeah, I'm gonna give it away. 10,000 subscribers coming up soon. Somebody's gonna win it. Comment in the video. Please share, subscribe. YouTube's been killing me lately with my videos. I've been doing real well with views, but they're just demonetizing some of this stuff, guys. They just don't want to play fair. Don't match their agenda. One of my videos got demonetized, and I went to show someone, and it got monetized again. I can't figure it out. That's the Civil War one. So anyways, your comments, your activity on this page, the liking, the commenting, the sharing, that all is what helps this channel. So if you guys want to support the channel, that's how you do it. I don't have Patreon or anything like that, but I am thinking about setting up some kind of something. I don't know if it's going to be Patreon or what after 10,000, but I need to figure out a way where I can do this full time and get more content out for you guys and get myself out of the city because I'm not digging what's happening in the world today. But anyways, a lot of you are coming from a lot of different videos, so if you landed on this one and you stayed and watched and you enjoyed it and you like this knife, comment below and you can win it. So there you go. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.